Now there are multiple ways for you to add points to your map. So you can see I already have the ability to import places. So by clicking on that, you can see that I can add places to this layer by dragging or uploading one of these file types. I can also find it from within my Google Drive. That is one way. Now we are going to search for our first location because I don't know exactly where the Roman Colosseum is. So if I was to click on this add marker and just click somewhere, I don't know exactly where that is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the search feature and type in here Roman Colosseum, and I'm going to search for it. And now when I do that, you can see that it is taking me to the Roman Colosseum. Notice that the automatic color right here is green. So I need to click the plus button that says add to map. So now it is automatically blue. So it's changing it, so now I know that this is on my map. Also notice that it appeared over here underneath this layer called 7 Wonders of the World. Now if I'm using this with students, there's usually going to be this section that says details from Google Maps if you use the search feature. I may not want the students to have access to this number and to all this other information, so I'm going to click remove because I want it to be specific to what I want the student or the learner to see. And now in the bottom right corner, you're going to see these are your options. We can change the style, we can edit, we can add images or videos, we can add directions, or we can delete it. We're going to start by editing our title. So I don't want it just to be called the Colosseum. I want it to be called the Roman Colosseum. This box below it is the description that this marker will have. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a description, and I also want to give the students a link to more information about the Roman Colosseum. So I'm going to grab a link and I'm going to copy and paste it in here. So I have my link. I'm going to copy and paste, and then I'm going to push save. So now you can see that I have a marker for the Roman Colosseum, I have a title, I have a description, and a link for more information. I'm going to go back over here now and add images and videos. So I'm going to click on the image icon, the camera, and you can see that I have all these multiple ways to add my multimedia. So you can pull from your photos, from your Google Drive. You can also do a Google search here. So again, I'm looking for the Roman Colosseum, and I can pick any picture that I want. So I'm going to pick maybe this first picture, and you give it a second and you will see it appear. So I've got one of 1 pictures selected. Now if I want to add more pictures and videos, I can click this plus button, and it takes me back to my Google image search where I was before. So I can select another picture, push the blue select button, and you can see now it says I have 2 of 2. I can click that plus button again and come over here to the YouTube search, or if I already had a YouTube URL, a video that I've already looked at, I can use this YouTube URL button, or I can go ahead and search for something. So I'm going to go ahead and search for something about the Roman Colosseum. And for this example, I'm just going to go ahead and click on the first one and push select. So now you can see that I have 3 of 3 things available. So this is my video, and I have 2 images. If I don't want this image, I can push the trash can, and then I'm going to push save. Do notice one thing, that the description is the same for everything. All images and videos, this description stays the same. The description is not specific to that multimedia, to that picture or that video. It is consistent, and it's for the entire marker. So we've looked at editing, we've looked at adding images and videos. So let's go ahead and change the style of our marker. So when I click on this paint can, you can see that I can change the color of my marker to any one of these colors. I can also change the icon if I don't want this circle. Maybe for the 7 Wonders of the World, I might want this star. You can click on more icons and you can sort by shapes or places or transportation. You can also click on custom icon, and it takes you here where you can do a Google image search. If I wanted to, I could find a picture of the Roman Colosseum, and I can actually use one of these pictures as my icon. So you have to give it a second when you do select an image. I can select it right here under custom icons and click OK. So now my icon is appearing over here on my map as the actual picture of that particular place. It will also appear over here under 7 Wonders of the World, under that layer. So that is adding a marker by using the search feature. The other option, as I said before, was to actually click Add Marker, and you would need to know the exact location that you're looking for. So I would click, and I could give it a name, give it a description, and all the other information that we have looked at with the Roman Colosseum. Taking a look at our map, you can see that we have the 7 wonders of the world labeled on our map. So let's take a closer look at this layer. Over on the left side of the screen, you see it says 7 wonders of the world. That's the name of our layer. You should see 3 dots to the right of any layer, and those are your options. By clicking on that, you will see Rename this layer, Delete this layer, and Open Data Table. Now let's take a look just below the title where it says Individual Styles. By default, you're going to have Individual Styles selected. This is how we customize the appearance of the layer on our map. So by clicking on that, you can see that it says I'm already grouping my places by individual styles. So we're going to come to that in just a second. Let's take a look first here at the labels. I currently have no labels selected. By clicking on no labels, you can see that I can choose to label my markers in this layer by name. By clicking on that, you see that the names have appeared on my map. I can also set these labels with a description. So I'm going to go back and say no labels, and I'm going to take a look now at how to group my places. I can group my places by uniform style, the sequence of color and letters, or individual style. So let's go ahead and take a look at sequence of color and letters. By clicking on that, you can see that it automatically labeled them A, B, C, D, and it also gave them different colors. This is a really great tool to use if you want the students or the audience to go through a stepwise process through this particular layer. Now let's take a look at uniform style. So watch what happens when I click on uniform style. Right now you see all of my markers over here under my layer, but when I click on uniform style, it automatically lumps them down into one. So I'm going to click outside, and it now says all items, and I have 7 items. Notice that it automatically gives it this red star, so I'm going to click on this paint can so that I can customize that. So I can customize it to say everything is going to be blue, and I want it to have the shape of a circle, or I want it to have the shape of a star. I can come down here and click on more icons, and just like before, I can sort through these different types of icons, or come down here and click on custom icon and pick a picture that I would like to use. So for this instance, I'm going to just go ahead and leave them as stars, and I'm going to make them blue.